You're very kind.
Oh, but
So
you're
are you.
right.
I kind of felt like we were being the worst audience ever, not getting the pickups right. I was like, oh, worst audience ever, goes to us. No, this has been great. Thank you so much.
It has been just
Okay,
extraordinary.
twist my arm, I'll do one more.
All right.
More!
Do you need anything like a bottle of water or a glass of wine? Do you need anything?
A glass of water and a bottle of wine?
What's that?
Would you like a bottle of water? Would you like a glass of wine?
Do you have any coffee?
Yes.
Yes, I would love a cup of coffee.
I'll go turn it on for you right now, but don't start your song.
I'll tell a joke instead.
Okay.
Good, perfect.
I was sitting in a diner eating my matzo ball soup, and the guy next to me's got his nose buried in a paper. And every once in a while, a spoon comes out from around the paper, and there's a dish of coleslaw in front of him, and he takes a spoonful of coleslaw and he dumps it on his head. So I watched this for a while, and then I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Excuse me, sir, but do you know that you're dumping coleslaw on your head?" "Damn it," he said, "I thought it was potato salad." My father told me that joke. I thought you'd like it.
Oh, that's brilliant. I love it.
I started the coffee.
Okay.
I started it.
This is one I reserve for fourth graders usually.
Oh, good.
I do a lot of fourth grade.
You got the
know,
right
that's where they have the
audience.
historical unit. And so I do history.
You're right.
And especially in the South, you know, because I know a lot about the blues people from whatever particular area. And I happened to have met an old man. He was old when I met him. He was born in 1896.
Wow.
And I met him in 1974. So he was already close to 80. He had grown up with Reverend Gary Davis in Lawrence, South Carolina. I asked him where he was from and how he got there. He said when he was a kid, wasn't no one could play like Gary Davis, and he never met anybody who could play like Gary Davis, and he knew him twice. He knew him when he was a kid from playing with him. Gary, he said, could always play. They put the guitar in his hands when he was 6 years old, and he played it. He didn't even hesitate. He said, a lot of people around could play. Nobody could play like Gary. And he said he knew him twice. He knew him up in Asheville, too. And I knew that Reverend Davis had spent some time in Asheville. After he got out of he went to blind school for one semester in Spartanburg. He lived in Greenville, South Carolina, went to school in Spartanburg, where they taught him to read Braille music and Braille language. And that was about as far as he got, because he said the food sucked. Turns out, the blind schools in the South were segregated!
Wow.
Go figure!
Blind and segregated.
Yeah. Only administrators can see color, right?
So he lit out for Asheville, where he would busk in Pack Square. And he made some, you know, he made a living for a number of years just busking in Pack Square. And he took advantage of what little social services there were. He got about $10 a month for a while, just for being blind, you know, just a little help out. Around that time, Raleigh Cigarettes started making a real inroad, and this was significant because Mr. Duke, who owned Raleigh Cigarettes, hated the old money. It wasn't that he was so enlightened, he just hated his rich neighbors. So he did everything he could to flummox them, including inviting the union in to the Raleigh Tobacco Company and having men and women, blacks and whites, work together with the same pay. And they hated it. And they hated him. And just to spite them, he established Duke University.
Nice.
And so if you want to know where some of that bitterness comes from in North Carolina, that's it. The blind men would congregate behind tobacco barn number 2. That's where the farmers would bring their loads of tobacco to be auctioned off, like sold to American. Remember that? So Davis ended up there. When he was in Asheville, he was just singing spirituals to get by and preserve souls. When he was in Durham, he sang a little blues too. You know, he knew what would get the crowd. I asked Walt, that was the guy that knew him, why he came to Asheville, and he said that when he had graduated the 4th grade and his education was complete. At this point, I insert a caesura, a strategic pause, so that the 4th graders can let that sink in. My education was complete. I was a man, and I had to go get a job. So I came to Asheville, I got a job working on the Bowcatcher Tunnel as a water boy. I'd take water to the men as they worked, breaking up 300 yards of rock, 18 feet high,
Wow.
through a pluton called Bowcatcher Mountain. Said the worst thing was to get them up in the morning. They'd be up all night skinning them dice and drinking that scrap iron. They wouldn't want to get up. My job to get them up. And walk through the barracks where the labor lay asleep. I'd sing my little shack roaster song, get them up the day's work. You've been up all night highballing round. Daylight come and you want to lay down. Raise up, better raise up. If you's able to make all day, raise up. Well, I hate to call you, but I have it to do. The captain called me and I have to call you. Raise up, better raise up. If you's able to make all day, raise up. Well, I had a little gal and she didn't want to dance. I put her on the bed, Lord, I made her dance. I hugged her and I kissed her and I made her 3 spins. Come on, mama, do the same thing again. Raise up, better raise up. If you's able to make all day, raise up. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, tear this old building down. You can read about Samson, called from his birth he was the strongest man ever lived on earth. One day Samson was walking alone, looked on the ground, saw an old jawbone. He reached out his arms, I don't even know like bread. When he got through moving, 3,000 was dead. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, tear this old building down. Samson, he journeyed down to Gaza one day. He met a lion while he was on his way. He looked that lion straight in the eye, said, this of us have got to die. Now Samson stepped back for a lion attack. Samson jumped up on that lion's back. Now you read about that lion killed a man with his paw. Samson got his hand in that lion's jaw. Maybe that beast got known and killed him dead. And the beast made honey in the lion's head. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, tell the Snowville, ooh! Delilah was a woman, she was fine and fair. She had good looks, God knows, and cold black hair. Delilah, she gained old Samson mind. First he saw this woman, she was a Philistine. Delilah, she sat down on Samson's knee. Tell me where your strength lies, if you please. Folks don't mind, talk so fair. Samson said, Delilah, cut off my hair. You can shave my head, shave my head. My strength come back like a natural man. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, tell this whole wilderness now. Huh? Yeah. Talk about it. Tell the truth. If I had my way, if I had my way in this wicked world, if I had my way, I'd tear this whole building down. Woo!
Wow.
Wow, is
Wow,
right.
wow. You are so fantastic.
You
really.
are.